history in Camden on Saturday morning as we bring you right off 7th Street in Camden, New Jersey. We bring you coverage of Week 0 football in South Jersey. It's the visiting Paulsboro Red Raiders and the hosting KIPP Cooper Norcross Titans. Good morning, everyone. Colin Morris, Damian Weers with you on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. And Dame, we're excited to be here. It's Week 0 football. It's our second broadcast on DWB for 2026. And it's a very historical day as it's KIPP Cooper Norcross's first ever home game at their brand new stadium.
Yeah, a real home game for KIPP Cooper, and it's a beautiful stadium. I mean, they got a lot of people here, a lot of guys for both sides. KIPP Cooper, the city definitely showed out of Camden, and they're here to see a good football game. But they welcome the Red Raiders, a team that's not gonna make it easy for them, Colin.
And let's talk about the Red Raiders, right? Paulsboro coming in, led by Kevin Harvey, one of the greatest athletes to ever come out of South Jersey high school sports. A 9-2 record last year with a heartbreaking loss in the second round of the playoffs to Shalleck. Question marks at many positions, quarterback, running back, and DBs. They graduated 11, so it's going to be tough to see what they're going to handle with this year.
No, absolutely, and the running game, the running game for Paulsboro. I got you. The running game for Paulsboro is definitely going to be a question mark. Obviously they graduated their starred running back, the nephew of Kevin Harvey, Kyer Harvey, and a good question mark, like you said, in the backfield. But, Paris Graves had a lot of good carries last year. That was a really probably a top running back for them when it came to the power game, and as well as Zay Mears. He was a freshman last year coming into his sophomore year. But, when y'all hear question marks from you, Colin, I really think about that defense. They graduated a lot of guys last year, a lot of key guys that really made plays on their defense. Jamal Robinson. And I feel like I don't know what I'm really going to see from this defense,
And it's going to be a question mark starting here on the other side with KIPP Cooper Norcross Titans. It's their first home game. They're 6-0 in the division last year, but 0-3 out of conference, which is an out-of-conference contest. So it's going to be interesting to see. And their quarterback, Davian Ross Wade, it's going to be a big year for him stepping into his junior year, his third year as the starter.
Yeah, absolutely. The top passing and rushing yards for Davian Ross Wade for his team last year. And he's going to do it all. You expect him to do it all, and they have two more good years out of him this year and next year that they're going to lean on him, absolutely.
Well, the national anthem is getting ready to start here at KIPP Cooper Norcross. We're ready to go for Week 0 football. It's Paulsboro and it's KIPP. We'll be back with the coin toss and kickoff. And we welcome you back to 7th Street in Camden as we're getting ready for kickoff for the first ever KIPP Cooper Titans home game. In the home of the Titans, right here about 2 blocks from the actual school, from the actual campus. It looks like KIPP has won the coin toss into third. Excuse me, Paulsboro's won the coin toss into third, so they will get the ball after the second half. Thanks for joining us again on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Colin Morris, Damian Waiters with you on the call. Javier Harris on the camera, and the man himself, Dan Wilkins, on the production today. We're ready for kickoff. Paulsboro's getting ready to go. Looks like it'll be Jeremiah Carr to kick it away. It's a line drive kick nearing the out-of-bounds mark, and it was touched out of bounds, I believe, by KIPP Cooper. That was Davion Brown, the junior. Now, I was ready to say that was a high IQ play. High IQ play, touching the ball when he was in bounds, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but I'm not sure if he did it on purpose.
Yeah, I don't, and I wonder what they're gonna say right here, Colin. You know, Paulsboro sideline kind of ran over, said that, oh, he touched that before he went out of bounds.
Right.
So the ref picked up the flag and waved it off. So
did he? Okay, so
yeah.
It looks like.
I guess that's where they'll start then.
It looks like KIPP's going to start with the ball at about the 25-yard line. And here comes the spot, and it will be right on the 25, and we're ready to go. The starting quarterback for KIPP Cooper, number 1, the junior, Davian Ross Ways, listed at 6 foot, just over 1,000 yards passing last year, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, including 412 yards on the ground. His first is a pitch to the right side that's blown up immediately. On the near side, it was Eli Marquez on the tackle for Paulsboro. And he got maybe back to the line, and that's it. And a late flag here.
Late flag. The first play of the game. Great tackle there by number 5, Eli Marquez.
And it looks like an illegal shift on the offense. So a penalty up front to start. So it'll move it back, and we'll redo first down. A good crowd on hand today in Camden for their first ever home game. And the home team Titans will start with the ball.
Great play there by Marquez.
Ball is fumbled by Ross Ways, and he hangs on to it. He jumps on it. So maybe a couple jitters to start the year here in week 0. Fumbled the snap. It was a good snap right to his chest, just right off his fingertips.
Yeah, I mean, they were on top of him that time. I mean, that's a great way to kind of cause disruption in the backfield after, you know, the ball is already on the ground. Now you got really forcing the quarterback to make a decision. Is he going to fall on it? Is he going to pick it up, try to make something happen? It's hard to say sometimes in those situations. But now even more yardage to make up for KIPP Cooper now, Colin.
Started 4 games as a freshman 2 years ago. Had just 200 yards of scrimmage, so struggles early on. Listed at 5'10", not a big guy. He's in the shotgun now on 3rd and 29. He's going to take it off himself. He's going to cut to the outside. He gets a little bit of a hole. Good move by Ways, and finally brought down at around the 16-yard line. He'll still be plenty short of a first down, and here comes the punt team for the Titans.
Yeah, flags kind of hold up that first possession for KIPP Cooper. But something also to notice, Paulsboro's defense not making anything too easy for the Titans at all. Short yardage allowed on both of those plays, even though the flags, regardless of. Now the Titans will look to punt. See that Paulsboro offense for the first time this year.
So it looks like the offense might be staying out there. Ross Ways is in the shotgun. There is a man deep.
Yeah, Paulsboro's in punt formation.
And now they're going to take off.
Wow.
So a 4th and 18, they go for it, and Paulsboro stops it. It was a loss of about 2 yards down to the 14. There was a man deep for Paulsboro, but nothing doing as Gregory Wright took off, the sophomore. And Paulsboro is going to take over at prime field position.
How about that? Paulsboro in the punt return formation on 4th down, expecting a punt. Somebody was expecting, to catch a punt back there and try to make something happen. But even though the all-out rush probably wasn't, probably the best used defense for the time, but they still make something happen, able to only allow short yardage that time. Well, no conversion, quick turnover on downs. Look at this field position.
Here comes the Paulsboro offense led by Jasir Johnson. He's going to hand it off on the first play, cutting to the outside and finally hit it about the 11-yard line. Still moving forward. That's Paris Graves Jr., the senior, listed at 5'11", 210. He had 328 rushing yards last year and 2 touchdowns. 150 yards on 21 attempts against Woodbury in their first playoff game back on the 1st of November.
He was the bigger guy. He was a big part of the power formation last year for that Paulsboro offense.
2nd and 7. Johnson, handoff to Graves. Graves running up the middle. He's going to get it inside the 10, maybe down to the 5. Gain of about 7. It's going to be 3rd and short. 9 minutes to go in the first quarter.
If you notice, Colin, those KIPP Cooper Titans definitely have the size advantage up front. A pair of pretty good size defensive tackles, very lengthy defensive ends. This might be a smaller year for Paulsboro up front on the offensive line. Nonetheless, getting a good push on those first 2 plays. It's a great way to set the tone.
Graves was running hard. Johnson's going to go under center for this one. He's got 3 men in the backfield. Handoff for Paulsboro. He's hit right away. He might have trucked forward for enough yards. Now whistles, and it is a first down for Paulsboro. Zayon Mears, the senior, on the handoff, picks up the first down of the year for the Red Raiders. And they hurry up. No huddle here. Johnson back under center. 3 men, same formation. They go to the other side. Handoff Mears, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Jeremiah Carr for Paulsboro strikes first, and the Red Raiders have a 6-0 lead.
And how could we forget to mention that in the pregame? Jeremiah Carr, senior year, has fantastic years these previous years for the Paulsboro Red Raiders. Really look to him to make plays, especially when they've needed it. He's been a part of their winning seasons these past couple of years. And you can definitely know that they're going to lean on him in the run game, in the passing game too as well. He's only listed as a wide receiver, but expect to see him do it all.
So like we said in the pregame, Paulsboro wasn't going to lay down for this first ever game. They're going to go right back to Carr, fighting forward, and he's in. The 2-point conversion is good.
Wow, that's a lot of heart.
And Jeremiah Carr converts, and an 8-0 lead for Paulsboro. We're going to step aside in Camden. 8-0, Red Raiders strike first. Welcome you back to Camden 7th Street for the first ever KIPP Cooper Norcross home football game on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Colin Morris, Damian Waiters with you on the call today.
It's a great day to be here, Colin. It's a great day for football. Late August football. Both of these teams have been waiting for this moment.
And Carr kicks it away. Nearing the out-of-bounds mark, it goes past the receiver for KIPP Cooper. That was Jaleel Reddick, who nearly touched it. It might have been better that he didn't because it rolled out of bounds, and it's going to be prime starting field position for the Titans.
That one is definitely going to be a flag this time. Let it roll out of bounds. Doesn't touch anybody on the return team. And this time, KIPP Cooper is going to start with great field position, like you said. It seems like the offense they're running straight through their quarterback, Ross Ways, they're going to need it.
Early struggles on the first drive. Went for it on 4th and 18. Obviously, not a whole lot of confidence from James Tompkins and the punt team.
How about seeing them maybe look to the passing game? They've got receivers with good size, match up well size-wise against this Paulsboro defensive back core.
And we know Ross Ways isn't afraid to air it out. Over 1,000 yards passing last year. Kind of burst on the scene. Wright's to his right. A pitch to right. He nearly fumbled. He's going to get blown up in the backfield. A swarm of Red Raiders on him. And the KIPP offense doesn't know what's hitting them right now. As a loss of, called about 6 yards.
Yeah, great loss there that time. DJ Cooper playing O-line and defensive line. Looks like he's playing a little bit of a nose guard on defensive line. Paulsboro in that, it looks like a 5-2. 5 down lineman, 2 linebackers. And once KIPP Cooper does start looking towards the passing game, like you said, Ross Way is not afraid to do it over 1,000 passing yards. It's going to put a good pressure on these defensive backs.
From the shotgun movement up front. And looks like we're going to get a false start on the offense. And it is. So we'll back it up even more. And
yeah, Tompkins can't be happy with that. I told you guys a snap count. Got to know what we're going on. We're expecting the defense to jump, and that's the thing that's going to get you yardage. It's really going to add to how quickly and how effectively you're able to move down the field here in the first quarter. Just being able to cause those flags, cause those offsides, and now even more yardage on second down.
Ross Ways from the shotgun again, right to his right. He's going to fake the jet sweep. Ross Ways is going to take off again, and absolutely nothing. He's blown up yet again. It was Paris Graves Jr. on the tackle. He's going ballistic in the backfield. And a loss of about another yard. It'll be 3rd and 23 once again for the KIPP Cooper Titans. And right now, if they can't get into a better position to go for it on 4th, will they be going for it again on a 4th and forever?
I'm not sure. This time I really do expect a punt to happen. You kind of want to play the yardage game, especially already being down a score, a 2-point conversion. Really want to give your defense a shot, give them a good chance, put a good amount of yards behind them, and let them be able to play this one out.
3rd and forever. Ross Ways rolling out of the pocket. He's under pressure. He's sacked back near the 6-yard line. Paulsboro all over that one.
Man, oh man.
And that was impressive. And then I'll be 4th and forever and back on their own 6. Looks like the offense is yet again going to stay out there.
Yeah, gotta wonder what's happening. I understand having trust in your playmakers, but you want your defense the ball, and it's hard to do that with such short yardage behind them. That is obviously barring KIPP Cooper doesn't get this, but great receivers, great time. Give it a shot.
Snaps high. Now he's going to kick it away. It's going to be taken in by Carr. Carr's going to take it up, moving to his left, trying to get to the edge. Here comes the Titans, and they're going to shove him out of bounds at around the 24-yard line. And that's where Paulsboro is going to take over with, yet again, really good field position. A late flag on the play. So possibly some extracurriculars.
I expect this one to get a little chippy. You know, a lot of these guys, they know each other. They played spring football. A lot of them probably played youth football together at some point. They played spring football, 7-on-7 together for different types of leagues, 7-on-7 against each other for their schools. And you know, there's a lot of great competition, a lot of great heart and pride for both of these teams.
So we're waiting the call. Here comes the white cap. And unsportsmanlike conduct on the KIPP Cooper Titans. Oh, it's on both teams, so it's going to offset. And Paulsboro will take over from the 24. That's Rick Schober, the white cap today. Brian Pluta, Gary Kezer, Adrian Matthews, Mike Hagenbunch, Sam Robinson, and the clock operator in the booth with us, Anthony Wilcox, are the officials today. Pass on the first attempt by Jair Thomas, that was. So a little bit of a dual quarterback action is low. Was intended for Carr. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Now, I wonder if Thomas is related to Tyree Thomas, class of 2020 quarterback. Graduated from Paulsboro a couple of years ago, I believe.
2nd and 10. So we saw Jasir Johnson on the first drive. Now we see Jair Thomas. He's a sophomore. Listed at 5'10", 165. Did not have a varsity stat recorded in 2025. So his first looks here. This is going to be a handoff up the middle. Running through a couple dudes is Mears, still pushing. And down to about the 21-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and manageable for Paulsboro.
Another run by this Paulsboro offense. And that offensive line's getting a good push. Zay Mears, Paris Graves, just really looking to spring one in the defensive backfield. Obviously a lot of great athletes back there for KIPP Cooper, but they're also trying to keep an eye out wide for Jeremiah Carr as well.
Kevin Harvey doing the play calling on the near sideline for Paulsboro. It's 3rd and 6. Thompson's in the shotgun, Mears to his right. Snaps high to his left. He's going to step back. He thought about throwing, going to move to his right. Thought about stepping up again. Now he's going to take off on the near sideline. Thompson moving towards the marker and throws a shoulder as he's pushed out of bounds. It was Ross Ways, the quarterback, who took the hit, but Thompson lowered the shoulder heading towards the out-of-bound marker. It's going to be a first down for Paulsboro, and into the red zone they go.
I mean, what a shot that time by the sophomore. I mean, Jair Thomas was kind of showing his strength that time on the scramble, looking to get away from a couple of defenders. That was a great play.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 12-yard line. Thomas stays checked in. Mears is to his left now. Shotgun handoff, Mears, right up the middle. Mears, good move, still moving all the way inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. And with 4 minutes left in the first quarter here, Paulsboro is moving the chains again.
The D-line, KIPP Cooper really trying to give a good push. They're just having a hard time handling that run game.
Mears, up the middle, near the goal line. I don't believe he got there quite yet. And he's short about a yard and a half. So it's going to set up a big third down inside the 2.
It's a good stop there by Mekhi Robinson, the junior linebacker for KIPP Cooper. And how about a stop here, Colin? How about a good stop, try to get the momentum back in your side, swing it, and, you know, give your offense, kind of give your team something to feel all right about.
That's sure what KIPP Cooper's hoping for. Ready to go. Thompson's going under center. Graves Jr. and Carr in the backfield. Eye set. Thompson. Oh, and that was an easy call right there. It looks like 65 up front for Paulsboro. Victor Lopez, the senior. I mean, it doesn't really get easier than that for the officials. It's going to back up Paulsboro 5 yards.
And he's a little bit upset with himself. But, it's just something you got to keep in mind. Got to always know the snap count. Both teams have, made that mistake so far here in the first quarter. I'm sure it's not the last time we'll see it.
Seems like a common thing in week 0. A lot of penalties early on. Teams still trying to figure out certain things. New players, guys getting first varsity reps, adjusting with guys that have been varsity players. And that sure is the case for both these teams. Same set. Now there's 3 men in the backfield for Thomas, under center. He's going to give it to Carr. Carr got close. He's down at about the 2-yard line once again. So a gain of about 5. They'll call it the 3. And a 4th down, and no doubt Kevin Harvey's going to leave his guys out there.
I'm sure he is, and I'm sure they'll go back to that same kind of eye set. But this is a great momentum chance to try to swing this game a little bit. If this defense could get a stop right here, inside the 5, inside the 3-yard line, looks like, for KIPP Cooper.
They are able to pick up the first down before getting in the end zone. Thompson's going to go back under center. 3 guys in the backfield. Graves, Mears, and Carr. Now we have a stoppage. Now the clock will run. Thompson. Here's a snap. Bootleg. Thompson throwing to the end zone, wide open. Jeremiah Carr, another touchdown for Paulsboro.
I mean, this is only something. If you look about now, both of these touchdown drives for Paulsboro, they've had such a short field to work with, and that's something, obviously KIPP Cooper has tried to get a punt down, try to get a punt out, give their defense some yardage to work with on the last drive, but a great return by Carr, now catching the touchdown pass to make it 14-0.
KIPP looking for some kind of response. An excellent bootleg by Jair Thomas, finding his man Carr. Carr, 4 receiving touchdowns and 2 rushing last year, has 1 each before the first quarter expires. Thompson's back under center. Similar formation. Another bootleg going the other way. Wide open. It's Zayon Mears.
Oh, my goodness.
And Paulsboro converts on their second 2-point conversion. It's 16-0 with 53.6 to go. Paulsboro, a statement first 2 drives, and we're going to step aside on DWB. It's 16-0, the visiting Paulsboro squad. And we're back in Camden. Jeremiah Carr, who scored both touchdowns so far for the Red Raiders, is ready to kick away.
A rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown for Carr. Expect him to do damage this year.
Greg Wright with the seam. Greg Wright still going for KIPP, spinning down to across midfield all the way out to the 48-yard line. Greg Wright, a sophomore, entering his second year for varsity stats. What a return and an exclamation point that KIPP needed.
Absolutely. I mean, what a return. That's the fire that KIPP Cooper was looking for. And I'm sure Wright also being the starting running back, they're going to look to him to kind of cut down this yardage now that they're on the opposite side of the field in Paulsboro territory.
Wright, a transfer from Highland Regional, after his freshman year, dealt with some knee injuries during his freshman campaign, back at full strength for 2026. Shotgun formation for Ross Ways. Handoff to right away, and just swallowed immediately once again. Loss of about 2 for Wright. And a late flag now.
Wow. Yeah.
Looks like they're going to get a late shove. And unsportsmanlike on Paulsboro. And KIPP Cooper is going to catch yet another break.
Happened early in the game, Colin, like we saw, and now the referees are looking for it. Nothing's gonna get by these refs now as far as extracurricular activity, anything after the whistle. It's not gonna go here. How about right on that run, though? Looking to spring one out of the backfield, not really getting too many chances here early in this game. But you can just tell how much. Oh wow, that's that penalty gives KIPP Cooper great yardage. But you can just tell how much he's part of their game plan here early in this.
A 15-yard penalty moves things up to about the the 34. And the first positive yardage for the Titans all day. Ross Ways, right to his right. And all kinds of movement up front for KIPP. Looks like they're going to get Kamari Strickland, the receiver. And we're going to back up 5 more yards. More penalty yardage on both sides. And once again, well, it's August 29th. It's week 0, Dame, and these are the kind of things that teams are going to need to work out for later in the year.
Yeah, a lot of these penalties are going to be cleaned up. Guys start to get a little bit more discipline. They start to lock in, especially as the season progresses. Win or losing, just locking in with your guys and being part of this band of brothers, both the squads. And, that's how high school football is around South Jersey, win or lose.
So it doesn't look like we're going to see a play out of the KIPP Cooper offense before this first quarter expires. The Paulsboro Red Raiders have a 16-0 lead in the first home game ever for the Titans. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with second quarter coverage. 12 minutes left in the first half. So after a quick break, we flip the field for the second quarter. KIPP Cooper is yet to snap a play on offense for this drive, but they're all the way across midfield. A strong kick return and a 15-yard penalty. But a false start on Strickland moves him back 5 yards, and now we have more stoppage now. If this isn't week 0 football, I don't know what is.
Trying to get everything in order. Got to get everything right. That's refs. That's both teams, offense and defense. And special teams as well. Seen a couple of special teams miscue in the first quarter so far.
So I'm not sure what the stoppage is here. The refs are discussing.
Yeah, refs having a great Sunday morning conversation. Nice cup of coffee, maybe.
Rick Schober was discussing something, the white cap, with Gary Kaiser before the first play of the second quarter. Everyone's kind of looking in the direction of the KIPP. Oh, it's something to do with the chains. They're working out the chains here. Well, First home playoff game. Gonna have these kind of problems. Chains weren't set up in the right position due to the penalty.
They're gonna move him back a little bit.
And now it looks like we're finally about ready to go. Clock is yet to start for the second quarter.
They're trying to pull the chains even tighter. Okay. Oh, okay. You go this way. I'll go this way.
This is really a project. All right, here we go. We're ready to go. Second quarter.
All right.
Getting ready to go. Ross Ways in the backfield with Wright. Here's the snap. It's high. They're going to give it right back to Wright. He's going to put the head down and run through. A little bit of late contact there, but eventually brought down. Looks like a gain of about 2 for Wright. Wright saw a lot of time at running back and safety for Highland last year before making the switch over to KIPP in the offseason of 2026.
And that's a great deal to even win the starting job as a running back, you know. Getting most of those carries, really being a part of this game plan, is the fact that he did get to play as a freshman at Highland. So, you know, having that varsity experience.
As a sophomore here now at KIPP. Snap is way high. Ross Wade's just going to tuck it and pull it around. It's going to take off and end up getting back to the line of scrimmage. So some difficulties up there. They maybe lost a yard. Just under 11 minutes. It's going to be another 3rd and long for KIPP. Finally in positive yardage. Alex Smith will check out. Ways goes over to receive the play from Tompkins.
The bad time for a miscue to happen right there. Looked like it could have been a handoff that time to the man in the backfield. But you know, a high snap just sometimes seconds mean so much. It just causes so much time to be taken off the clock. KIPP Cooper sticking to this formation. That bunch right. Three tight receivers to the right side.
3rd and 14. Ross Ways.
Here we go.
He's going to move to the near side. Under pressure again, and another sack for Paulsboro.
Man, oh man.
Solid play by the defense there. Ross Ways nowhere to go. He's not the biggest guy. He's pretty quick, though. Just couldn't get out to the near side. It'll be on the right hash mark now. It's going to be 4th and forever. And Paulsboro looking for another stop and can set up with decent field position near midfield.
Man, Colin, that Paulsboro front 7 just living in this Titan backfield. I mean, these offensive line, you know, great guys, great size, really looking to use their power, but they just can't seem to keep this D line out of this backfield. They're just having a rough time, real rough time. Punting out of the little shotgun formation.
Ross Ways gets it away. Nice catch by Carr, and he's bursting up the sideline. There goes Carr on the near side. Ross Ways back there to stop him, staying in bounds finally out at about the 30-yard line. An electric return for Jeremiah Carr. He's doing it all today. Paulsboro's once again going to set up with prime field position with about 9 minutes left.
And how about that punt? That's probably the best punt that KIPP Cooper has been able to get off this entire game so far. And Carr just back there kind of looking to angle it, telling his guys to get away from it, but then he realizes that, oh man, maybe I can catch this one in stride. You know, makes a man miss, and then it's just him and Ross Ways on a foot race. Ross Ways obviously able to wrestle him out, but a great return there by number 3, Jeremiah Carr, for these Red Raiders.
So back out comes Jasir Johnson for Paulsboro. It's Graves Jr., to his right. Play action. Johnson in trouble. Rolling out to his right. He's going to take off. He gets around a man. Still going. Johnson down the sideline. Finally pulled out of bounds inside the 20, nearing the 15.
What a play that time by the quarterback, the young quarterback, Jahseer Johnson. Giving a little bit of pump fake. Looked like a screenplay to his receiver that kind of just became broken.
Yeah, it looked like it blew up a little bit.
Yeah. Johnson just able to use his size and great speed as well, trying to get in that corner. Great block on the edge that time, too, by the receiver.
Making the most of a blown-up play. Seems like Johnson and Thomas are going to be splitting the snaps here. Johnson in his second drive. Moving for Paulsboro, 8:50 to go. Graves to his left. Johnson, a screen pass. It's caught. Good move, still going. Fighting towards the goal line, finally brought down at about the 4-yard line. It was Julian Gaines. His first varsity reception of his career was near a touchdown.
Great catch that time, only out wide by Gaines. Listed at 6'3", 190. That's great size for a junior wide receiver. You know, Paulsboro, as much as they want to kind of look to pass the ball, the run game's really been working with Mears and Graves Jr.
Another first down for the Red Raiders. Johnson's in the shotgun with Graves to his left. 2 receivers left, 2 right. It's going to go to Graves. He's going to fight for the goal line. He's in for a Paulsboro touchdown. Paris Graves Jr. is going to add one of his own, and Paulsboro scored 3 times in 3 drives.
I mean, what do you have to say about the kid, Paris Graves Jr.? Took the back seat last year behind Kyer Harvey. You know, obviously let him run wild. And now he's into his senior year, and he's looking to make a stamp on this offense. Definitely somebody, probably the go-to option when it comes to this backfield. Potentially the go-to option when it comes to the offense as a whole.
Going for 2 once again. Johnson will stay out there. Graves, who just scored, to his right. Play action, throwing it up for the end zone in the corner. Oh, man, did he get it? No, he didn't. Jeremiah Carr tried to get the toe drag down, couldn't quite hold on in bounds. It was Ross Ways on the coverage. And Ross Ways was barking some things at Carr, and now they're going to get him for a personal foul here. And all Carr had to do was point at the scoreboard.
Coach Kevin Harvey for the Red Raiders already on the 50. You know, he really he didn't want any his players to be any parts of any extracurricular times that time. But you know, it's just some jawing back and forth. Like I said, these kids are really competitive. I'm sure it's nothing past that. They all just want to win, play football, you know, beat each other on certain reps. Paulsboro now with that 22-0 lead.
And the ref almost gave him a warning. He was pointing to the far side towards the KIPP sideline, telling Ross Ways, like, you better get over there. You're going to get a flag. It was almost a warning, and Ross Ways just couldn't hold himself.
I got somebody asking for the PA guy.
So we got a 15-yard penalty on KIPP. So we'll see how this impacts the kickoff. It looks like it's just going to back up KIPP a little bit more.
And when you're trying to get good yardage to start good drives, this is just something that can't happen.
So Paulsboro is going to end up kicking off from KIPP territory. It's going to be Carr again. He's been solid on kickoffs, couple line drives, couple out of bounds. Kicks away, and it's going to be caught. Oh, he's looking for a trick play. He just tossed it out for KIPP, and it might have worked a little bit. They're going to end up getting a decent return. That one was caught by Davion Brown and then pitched back to, it looks like, Jaleel Reddick. And KIPP's going to end up having the ball at about the 31-yard line to start this drive.
Yeah, Brown kind of stood still, wanted to pitch back like, you know, he didn't have 11 red hats running at him looking for the football, but he was able to pitch it back, and then, you know, that return man getting some good yardage. That looked like it was going to be bad, but it turned into something pretty decent there for KIPP Cooper.
Yeah, a little bit of a risky play there, but here comes Ross Ways and the KIPP offense once again. Wright's going to stand to his left. And more whistles and a KIPP timeout. First timeout used for the Titans today.
Wow, they kicked off. Paulsboro kicked off from KIPP Cooper's 45-yard line. KIPP Cooper was able to get it back to their own 30.
So well done on the kick return. The next broadcast for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting will be tomorrow morning. The Stratford Knights will take on the Marlton Rangers in Lindenwold for the South Jersey NABA Men's Baseball League. Dan will be on the call for that. I believe he will. So our football coverage will wrap up for the weekend, and we'll be back at it on Thursday at Delran, which I will have the privilege of calling, which is very exciting. Should be a solid game. The Paul VI Eagles, and the Delran Bears. But for now, we'll see if the KIPP Cooper Titans can do anything on the offensive side of the ball. It's been really the only positive yardage has been offensively. Excuse me, with penalties. Ross Ways from the shotgun. He's going to give it to Wright right away. He's going to try to cut it to the outside. Wright's going to move forward for about a yard. And that's all on second down.
Yeah, Paulsboro has had absolutely no problem swarming to the football, and it's really been something to kind of make a mark of. That time, Malachi Harris, a 5'8", 180-pound junior, coming out from his defensive back position, kind of put his helmet in there. Short yardage and, you know, being in your own side of the field is really what's gonna make things hard here for KIPP Cooper.
Harris comes out a little bit gingerly, holding that right shoulder. Gaines will check in for him. 2nd and 8. A yard and a half gain for Wright. Ross Wade's going to take it off himself. He's going to run right into a couple Paulsboro defenders. He got back to maybe the line of scrimmage, possibly a yard. And now an injury on the field here. Looks like some cramping.
Yeah, just a little cramp up.
Common in August, as the earlier the football season moves up for New Jersey high school football, the more cramping we see. And with 6:40, we're going to get a stoppage here.
Yeah, it just seemed like something a little simple. Maybe twisted an ankle a little bit, maybe. Just you know, feeling the good effects of that cramp.
It was Shamar Inge on the injury, the senior. A kind of fill-in varsity guy last year for KIPP. Didn't see much action. Getting his first kind of action here in his senior year. So he'll check out. KIPP will come back out for a 3rd and 8 on their own 32. In the beautiful brand new stadium of the Titans. Built this year. And for us traveling from various places across South Jersey and Central Jersey, it's not even on the satellite yet. That's how new it is.
Yeah.
This beautiful turf stadium for KIPP Cooper. And their first ever home game, not going how they would like so far. Ross Ways sends his man in motion. He's going to fire. It's caught on the screen pass by McFadden. McFadden's going to break a tackle, still moving forward. He got close to the marker. A little more horizontal movement there than vertical. He got close to the 40-yard line, which is the line to gain. And it's 4th and 1, and no doubt what James Tompkins is going to do here.
Yeah, Marcus Eli in there on the tackle, coming in from his defensive back position. Eli, the younger brother of Jordan Eli, a West Defford defensive end, ended up transferring to Paulsboro for his senior year. Also the younger brother of Jacob Perez Eli, wide receiver from Paulsboro, all the way back in those great classes, 2018, 2019. Helped Paul. Also went, I'm pretty sure, into a sectional championship with Paulsboro, Bayshall Tootin. A lot of these younger guys part of some pretty great Paulsboro families when it comes to high school football in that small town.
And stoppage now. It looks like Giovanni Rosario appeared a little bit injured on that play, so the refs made him check out. Ackley checks in for him. 4th and run. Ross Wade stays in the shotgun. He's just going to take off himself. He's going to push forward. And I don't think he got it. It's going to be close. And it's 1st down, Paulsboro.
Wow. A great extension that time on that run, Colin, but it just looked like the defense got to him quickly.
Nothing doing for KIPP Cooper's offense. On their 4th drive, 4:49 to go. Paulsboro is going to take over in enemy territory once again. 22-0 is the score. 1st and 10.
See, now we might see this Paulsboro offense play with a little bit of passes, up 3 scores.
Thompson jumping the route for KIPP is Davion Brown. He got a hand on it and it bounces out of bounds. So almost disaster for Paulsboro with a 22-point lead. The last thing you want to do is turn over the ball. And they nearly did just that. It's Jair Thomas back at quarterback for Paulsboro.
You're 100% right about that, Colin. The last thing you want to do is let this defense kind of give them interceptions or, fumbles and give them an open field and let them lead KIPP Cooper back into this game. Paulsboro's defense is playing great when they want to keep it that way, offense as well.
Back to the same play. Thomas, good pass. Carr makes the catch, fighting through a couple of defenders and brought down about halfway to the sticks. Down to the 35-yard line. Carr, some good sportsmanship there. Helped out by Alex Smith of the Titans. Clock will run, 4:25 and running.
For Paulsboro, keep kind of alternating quarterbacks between, sophomore Jair Thomas and also
Jossier Johnson.
number 9, Jossier Johnson, the junior. Kind of think maybe they don't know who the starter is yet.
Thomas rolling, airing up, firing. Oh, nearly brought in with one hand by Eli Marquez. Man. It was just a little bit high. Thompson frustrated on the run, nearly hit him in stride. Would have been a 1st down inside the 5-yard line. Instead, it's 4th down, and KIPP has a chance to get the ball back.
Now you see Paulsboro kind of starting to air it out, be a little bit more comfortable in their offense, and be a little bit, more open to taking shots. If you take a shot and it's going to add on to this lead, why not? But they want to play around now.
And now we have stoppage, a Paulsboro timeout. And we're going to take a timeout as well. 22-0, Paulsboro with the lead, a 4th and 6 when we come back. a crucial 4th and 6 coming for Paulsboro. KIPP with a chance to kind of turn around the momentum here with a stop. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for the Red Raiders to open their 2026 season. 3 receivers left. Excuse me, 2 receivers left, 3 right. Thompson's alone in the backfield. 4th and 6. He's back to throw. Here comes the pressure off the edge. A flag there. It's going to be a hold on Paulsboro. Thompson's going to get the first down and take it out of bounds, but it's going to come back here on 4th down. They're going to get a hold on number 54 for Paulsboro.
Yeah, at that point, you know, you got to know that your quarterback behind you, he's getting some space. You got to know that he has some speed, number one. You got to let your quarterback work. If it gets to the point where it's going to be a hold or no block, you got to let him go. Got to let your quarterback do what he can do. That time, you know, the offensive lineman should have just let that defender go in the backfield. His quarterback already scrambling, already out of the pocket. He had some time.
Karan Barden was flying off the edge for the Titans and was pretty obviously held in the back. Not a hard judge for the officials. Paulsboro is going to keep the offense out there. It's going to be the same formation. 2 receivers left, 3 right. Khalil Streeter was lined up about 10 yards in the neutral zone before that play was snapped.
Absolutely.
Here comes Barden again. Thompson's going to roll out and fire, and it's intercepted by KIPP Cooper. Here they come. Here come the Titans. Good move. Still going.
Oh, man.
There goes Mekhi McFadden all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. Pick 6. KIPP Cooper Titans their first touchdown in the new stadium.
Colin, my goodness. My, oh my. I was trying to tell you during that Paulsboro drive, once they started looking towards the pass at the beginning of this drive, you don't want the defense of KIPP Cooper to be the unit that leads these Titans back into this football game. And that's something that you have to be kind of afraid of once you start looking for the pass, looking to air things out.
Absolute momentum swing for KIPP Cooper. They're on the board. It's what they needed before the half. And like you said, Dame, it was the one thing they couldn't do was turn over the football. And it's the one thing they did.
And
Jair Thomas let it fly. It was picked off at about the 22-yard line. We'll call it a 78-yard interception return from Mekhi McFadden, the sophomore. His first varsity stats of his career, and an electric pick 6, one he'll remember forever.
And, you know, I only say that, Colin, because I'll let the extra point go.
Ross Ways in the shotgun. He's going to flip it to right, going to fight through and nothing doing. So Paulsboro stuffs the 2-point conversion, and that's all for KIPP.
You know, Colin, I only say that because, you know, we just showed you guys the replay. You got all your athletes down the field. Paulsboro's looking to pass. They're looking for a deep pass, something that's going to be closer towards the goal line, closer towards the end zone. All your athletes are down the field. And, you know, Thomas kind of gives a lob ball that just goes past Eli on the play. And, you know, Mekhi McFadden comes out of nowhere, takes it right out of the air. And that burst of speed just across midfield, I mean, he's getting away from everybody.
And we'll take a look at the WJFL Patriots standings. This was the 2025 season, so you see Paulsboro atop there with West Deffert, Overbrook at 6-4. Pennsville, who DWB saw yesterday, as the Red Raiders had a share of the Patriot division. They've now bumped up to the Freedom for 2026. Bumped up one division. On the other side, KIPP Cooper, members of the Patriot now, have bumped up 2 from the United.
Yeah, West Deffert and Paulsboro standing atop the division with a 9-2 record, both of them with a 9-2 record to end their 2025 campaigns.
And a massive 49-3 win for West Defford over Killian yesterday in the morning game at the Battle of the Beach in Ocean City. So KIPP's going to kick it away for the first time today. It's going to be Mekhi McFadden. Why not just do it all? He's going to kick. He's going to catch interceptions and score touchdowns. What's one more thing? And a solid kickoff here, too. It's over the head. Finally brought in by Jeremiah Carr, and watch out. You know the electricity he has. And here he goes, up the sideline.
Oh, man.
Right on cue, Jeremiah Carr. Going to cut it back in. He's gone. Paulsboro touchdown on the kick return, Jeremiah Carr. Add one more to your stat line, young man.
I mean, Colin, you said it when he caught the ball. You know the electricity he has as soon as the ball enters his hands. Jeremiah Carr, it looked like upwards close to maybe 90, 95 yards on that return. I mean, just able to find a sideline and just blow it past everybody. A receiving, a rushing, and now a return touchdown for Carr. It's not even halftime. What an athlete.
Let's just get him a passing one. Let's get him a couple more. Let's get him a defensive touchdown. See if he can collect all 5. He's 3/5 of the way there. And like you said, there's still just under 3 minutes and a half. Any kind of momentum for this home squad has just been absolutely wiped away.
What a play. Now Paulsboro looks like they'll try. Yep, they'll go for 2.
That was electric for Jeremiah Carr. He'll check out of the game. Just here, Johnson back in. He'll hand it off to Zayon Mears, and he's untouched into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Pretty electric stuff from the Paulsboro special teams, and especially Jeremiah Carr, 6'1", 190 senior wide receiver, DB, and running back. He's electric. He's fun to watch, and the Red Raiders have a 30-6 lead. .256 to go in the second quarter. You're watching Week 0 WJFL coverage of South Jersey High School football on DWB. Colin Morse, Damian Waders with you on the call. Behind the scenes today, Javier Harris, Dan Wilkins, and Drew Maller with us in the booth. Carr's ready to kick it away for Paulsboro. We're excited to be back for 2026 high school football. Right, oh, it deflects off his hands. It's going to roll down to about the 3-yard line. Now he's going to try to take it up. Right, hit on the sideline, still going. Finally forced out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. So actually a pretty solid return despite the fumble. And out comes KIPP offense once again, who has yet to put a score on the board. Those 6 points obviously from the interception of Mekhi McFadden, and in a 30-6 game before halftime, if there's going to be any positives, that's what it's going to be for KIPP in the locker room.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, that defensive touchdown, that it really has to put a fire under KIPP Cooper. And you know, their offense they have to find that fire within themselves now to help that defense out. You know, it's a good time when your defense is making stops that they're giving you the ball. But if you're just not able to generate offense, and then they're able to generate offense for you, it really makes you pay them back as an offensive unit.
Ross Ways is going to do his best to do that. He's in the shotgun, rights to his left. Snaps high. Ross Ways is just going to take off. Solid run on first down, brought down by Malachi Harris. It's a gain of about 6.5. It'll be second down.
It's a really good game there on first down by Davion Ross Ways.
Someone that James Tompkins talked extremely high of coming into this game. They expect him to improve on these numbers and lead them into a deep playoff run in 2026. Talk about his leadership as a sophomore now into his junior year. Tompkins says he was excited to see what Ross Ways does as a captain now, leading some of these younger guys. Once was that freshman and sophomore quarterback, now a leader for this KIPP Cooper team. It's a screen pass out to McFadden. McFadden, good move. McFadden still moving. First down and more. Oh my goodness. He got blown up. Josiah Pratt laid the hit. It was Malachi Harris on the initial tackle. And even though it was a big hit, it's still a first down. And Mekhi McFadden, he popped right up though. He was good to go.
Yeah, he was ready for that hit. He has his touchdown for KIPP Cooper. You know, the adrenaline's pumping right now for McFadden. Everything's kind of falling in place. Even though he may have took a hard hit right there, probably delivered one too.
McFadden, solid reception, gain of about 16 as KIPP will get ready to set up on their own 43. Ross Ways has right in motion. He's going to step up and just run. Good block. Ross Ways hitting the hole, still going. Davion Ross Ways all the way. Oh my goodness, he got out of it. He's still going. Finally brought down at about the 27-yard line. He went right up the gut with it. He evaded about 6 Paulsboro defenders. That was electric.
That was amazing. I mean, spinning out of that tackle, thought they had him down about 10, 15 yards ago, but able to get it down to the Paulsboro 25-yard line. Looks like just about the 26-yard line. And that's the play that James Tompkins is looking for. Absolutely.
Right on cue. 43.1 seconds to go in the second quarter. We have a timeout by the Titans. And we'll stay here during the timeout. Davion Ross Ways. An electric about 33-yard run. It looked like he was ready to go down at about the 40-yard line across midfield and could have been content with that, but trudged forward for about 8 more yards while carrying most of the Red Raiders defense with him.
Paulsboro defensive backs doing a great job locking up downfield, really only kind of forcing this KIPP Cooper offense to look to the short pass, look to the inside zone run. They tried to throw a little bit of screen passes in there. Nothing too far down the field though. And the defensive unit right now for Paulsboro, maybe breaking a little bit on this drive alone. But as far, they've been really exceptional.
It would be huge for KIPP to get a score here before the half. 43 seconds. Ross Ways is going to fire to the outside. It's caught by Wright. Wright's going to try to turn up on the far side. He's brought down inside the 25-yard line. Scratch that call at about the 20-yard line where he's brought down. And now KIPP Cooper's got to hurry. 25 seconds, clock's running. They do have one timeout remaining. Looking to save it, 20 seconds. Ross Ways, 18 seconds. Clock's still running. He's back to throw. Feeling the pressure. Ross Ways going to step up. Thought about running, bounces off a man. Ross Ways still moving inside the 10. Oh, man, a little chippy there on the far side. He ran right through him. The clock's running. Now it's stopped. I believe they're going to have to put a little bit of time back on the clock here as it continued to run even when Ross Ways was out of bounds.
Yeah, man, yeah, absolutely. I mean, about 3.5 seconds ran off that clock after he already was out of bounds.
So we'll see what it is. It's going to be first and goal for the KIPP Cooper Titans, 5.1. We'll see if they put any time back. We have stoppage here.
Looks like that ref just said no.
And KIPP's going to now use their final timeout. with 5.1 seconds to go. Big play coming here at the end of the first half. We'll step aside for a minute. KIPP Cooper with first and goal.
Extra 5 seconds on that clock. The guy ran out when there was an extra 10 seconds. Tell me that. Okay.
5.1 to go in this first half. Ross Ways, right to his right, should be the final play. He's back to throw, pressure coming. He's going to get it out. It's caught on the near side, but doesn't look like he's going to quite get there, and he's not. The reception made on the near side at about the 9-yard line, and nothing doing for the Titans. They run out of time in the first half, and that will do it for the first 24 minutes.
15 seconds on the clock for halftime.
WJFL football in week 0 on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. A solid first half for the Red Raiders. A little bit of positivity for the Titans, if you will, heading into the second half, but we're going to step aside for a few moments here. Colin Morris, Damian Waiters with you on the call. We'll be back with 24 minutes of regulation in the second half.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah!
It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman. And if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Welcome back to right off 7th Street in Camden for 24 minutes of regulation football in Week 0 WJFL action. It's the visiting Paulsboro Red Raiders and the hosting KIPP Cooper Titans in the first ever home game for the home team, KIPP Cooper Norcross Titans, in their brand new beautiful stadium, Turf Field. And they're ready to kick off for the second half. Colin Morris and Damian Waiters with you on the call on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. And Jeremiah Carr, well, we saw him take one to the house in the first quarter, and he's going to get a good return here, and he might go the entire way again. And just as I say that, he's tackled down near the 40-yard line, stepped out of bounds all the way up by the 30 potentially.
We got a flag right around the other 45-yard line, the opposite 45-yard line. It's going to be holding on the return team, so this one may come back a little bit.
So it looks like it will. Another good return for Carr. Erased. And now it's kind of a chance to see who Paulsboro is going to elect to go with quarterback in the second half. Obviously, Jair Thomas had that interception near the end of the second quarter. And then Jasir Johnson has been really solid for the Red Raiders today. 2 touchdown drives from him.
Yeah, both Johnson and Thomas alternating possessions here for Paulsboro at the quarterback position. You only think for head coach Kevin Harvey, there has to be a great deal of things you have to see from both to decide a starting job.
Here's a run up the middle, and watch out. A first down run already by Zayon Mears. A solid pickup by the 5'10", 180 running back / defensive back.
Oh, and they'll give him that first down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the way up to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, just another great game. This time Paulsboro kind of going offset. Both of the star backs in the backfield.
Handoff to Graves Jr., but it's blown dead. We have a flag before the play started. I believe they're going to get one of the receivers on a false start, potentially Eli Marquez. And it is a false start on Paulsboro.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been bad. It looked like Graves Jr. kind of broke into open space. A good blocking setup that time for Paulsboro. Just flags flying on the pre-snap.
Thomas will come out with the play from Kevin Harvey. It's 1st and 15 from the Paulsboro 39. Thomas with 2 men on each of his left and his right. The handoff's going to go to one of them, and it's Graves. He's going to cut back, now coming near the marker, the original line of scrimmage, and he gets a couple yards up from there. Looked like about an 8-yard run, and nearly halfway to the first down marker. It's going to be 2nd and 6.
Or if there's somebody in this Paulsboro coaching staff who knows how to get this running game going, it's definitely going to be Kevin Harvey. Probably the most storied football player coming out of Paulsboro, New Jersey. Played for the Red Raiders in 94 to 97, I believe.
Certainly one of the greatest athletes to come out of the school. Ball is fumbled, and Graves jumped on it right away, I believe, and then he swarmed. So it's going to be a loss. It was fumbled by Jair Thomas. The snap looked good. Again, it's the second time we saw that today. So Paulsboro will back up. It's going to be 3rd and 11, a chance for KIPP to get their defense off the field. This would be a big-time stop coming out of the locker room.
This definitely could be a big-time stop for KIPP.
Looks like the offense was kind of starting to find their footing potentially. And a 1,000-yard passer in Ross Ways last year. Back to throw. Thomas is under pressure. All kinds of KIPP men in his face. It's deflected with one hand and unable to be brought in once again by Eli Marquez. He had the play earlier on the far sideline near the pylon where it tipped off his hand. And KIPP Cooper, even though he was wide open, catches a break.
Yeah, that could have been a really big play, especially, you know, Jair Thomas scrambling towards the near sideline. A lot of defenders giving chase, probably like 2 or 3. Just what a play that time by Thomas that kind of escaped the pocket and looked downfield, find a receiver, just got to reel it in.
Looked like Karan Barden again on the pressure. He's been all over the field, the edge rusher.
And Barnes got big size.
This senior had a fumble recovery last year, 11 total tackles, so not much in 2025 for him, but he's definitely been a name to watch today. Thomas is in the shotgun. Graves is to his right. They motion the man, and now we have a stoppage and the first timeout used by Paulsboro. And we're going to take a break as well. Paulsboro, big 4th down play coming. We'll see if they decide to run a play or boot it away. KIPP gets the stop. Big 4th down play coming here. Thomas snaps over his head. Watch out, he's going to pick it up. He's going to have a chance to throw. No, now he's just going to tuck it and go down. He's going to take the stop, and look at this. For the first time today, KIPP Cooper is going to set up with prime field position on the opposite 25-yard line, and an errored snap turns into a big break for the Titans. And a lot of positivity and energy coming from James Tompkins on that far sideline.
Yeah, Colin, capitalize. You got to capitalize right here. You can't let your offense stall out. You really want to come away right here with 6 points, potentially even 8 to kind of get up to 14. It's the way that you build back if you're KIPP Cooper. They've got a timeout on the field.
Yeah, it looks like we have stoppage again. It's going to be the first timeout for KIPP Cooper. 1 timeout used by each team. We're going to take a look at the WJFL United standings from 2025. KIPP Cooper, who then they've now bumped up to the Patriot, up to a division in the WJFL, but sat at 6-3 and won the division. Eustis, Holy Cross, Wildwood, the next 3, and Palmyra and Lindenwold at the bottom. So obviously not one of the top divisions in the WJFL, but KIPP Cooper winning it has bumped up too. And now a member of the WJFL Patriot. One thing we highlighted pregame, 6-3 record last year for the Titans, 6-0 in division play. They did not lose a game to any of the teams just displayed, while they were 0-3 in non-conference play, including that 47-0 loss in the Group 1 quarterfinal down in Salem back on November 1st.
Man, what a time it was last year for those South Jersey Group 1 playoff teams. A lot going on. A lot of great squads, too, displayed last year.
Paulsboro was one of them. Obviously won their first game against Woodbury by 38. And then stayed at home in Paulsboro to face Shalleck in the next round, where they lost a 7-point heartbreaker. And Ross Ways is blown up immediately. He motioned right, but Ross Ways ran right into the defender.
And now he may be down or a little bit longer.
It was Ralphie Allen, and Ross Ways is not moving whatsoever. He's stomach down on the turf. And it looks like KIPP Cooper is going to, their staff is going to tend to him. Potentially maybe just a cramp. Looks like they're stretching out his leg a little bit. Another player now on the KIPP sideline. It looks like Shamar Inge is also cramping. So some of his teammates are helping him with that. Now here comes Ross Ways will stand up. And especially with this field position, not exactly the time you want your starting quarterback to go down, but he's jogging off the field, so you'd have to believe he'll be checked in back in a couple plays.
KIPP Cooper really dealing with that cramp bug. It's found them, you know, maybe a couple of times in the first half, but starting to crawl its way back in. Also, you know, trying to cut on the turf field. It's really hard. Turf monster gets to a lot of people. It's hard to make those tough cuts. Those cleats to dig in those grass to kind of, you know, turn at those 90-degree angles sometimes. Could be bad on the ankles and legs.
So here we go for KIPP. Number 12 at quarterback, high snap, and well, that didn't go very well for the Titans. He just got swarmed. His helmet came off as well. And now the Titans are going to be backed up way behind the line of scrimmage now. And then it's going to be a one-and-done play there for the acting quarterback. We'll see if Ross Ways checks back in. It doesn't appear that he is right now. So we'll see who plays the acting quarterback while he is sidelined.
Yeah, Ross Ways on the sideline trying to jog it out. Looks pretty good. Definitely going to need him to check back into this one.
Absolutely. It's going to be third and forever. Call it 25. Looks like it's going to be Alex Smith to the left of who the acting quarterback is now. Can't see. Oh, it's Wright, and he just snapped it over his head. Wright's going to land on it on the opposite 45. And I don't think you could have drawn up a worse result for KIPP on this offensive drive, let alone their quarterback getting hurt.
Yeah, I mean, that offensive line, you can only imagine that somebody's going to be talking to that center this week for KIPP Cooper, telling him to get the snap down. Try to calm yourself down. Really don't want that snap to go too high at all, especially dealing with a quarterback most of the time, and you know, Davion Ross Ways, not too much size.
Those snaps have been high all day, so Greg Wright's going to stay the acting quarterback for KIPP right now. We'll see if they let him air out a ball or not here.
I wouldn't be surprised. They let you know, Greg Wright take a shot.
We'll see if he has the arm to do it. We've never seen him throw a pass in high school, and they're not going to. He's just going to take off on the far sideline. He just got blown up. Oh, man, what a hit by Harris. Wright popped right back up, so he seems okay. But with 5:37 to go in the third quarter, nothing doing for KIPP. It's going to be first down Paulsboro as each team trades turnover on downs.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a possession that I mean, almost every play just couldn't really go KIPP's way. You start with pretty good field position. You're trying to generate some offense, trying to get some yards closer into Paulsboro territory. You're not down to 0. You know, you got 6 on the board. You kind of want to feel good, put a 12 on there, maybe a 14. It's just really hard, you know, dealing with penalties, miscues.
A jet sweep out to Marquez. He'll fight ahead. Another helmet flying off for KIPP. It's going to get about 6 yards on that for Marquez on the jet sweep reception. .5:18 to go and running in the third quarter of play. Score has not changed since the midway break.
And Paulsboro kind of do a couple of things here now offensively.
Jasir Johnson back in the game. He went 2 for 2 in his first 2 drives scoring. Jair Thomas has scored a touchdown drive, turned it over, and then turned it over on downs. This one's going to go right up the middle for Mears. Mears is going to cut it to the outside. Mears trying to get all the way to the edge and can't. Eventually pushed out of bounds by Josiah Beltran. Solid run for Zion Mears. And another first down as Paulsboro is going to continue moving the ball down the field. They're going to go hurry up with no huddle.
Oh, no, yeah. And Johnson looks comfortable. Looks really comfortable in that shotgun.
He threw just 10 passes in 2025. He was the backup to Malachi McKenzie, the 2026 graduate of Paulsboro. He's going to let one go to the end zone. It's thrown up and caught in the end zone for the touchdown. Johnson aired it out. It was caught by Julian Gaines. Like Damian said earlier, standing at 6'3". Nice and easy for Johnson. And Paulsboro strikes again. Another scoring drive for Jasir Johnson. It looks like he might be the guy for the Red Raiders in 2026.
Yeah, you see the replay here. Johnson he doesn't really have to give the greatest type of ball to Gaines. He's 6'3", great size. You know, KIPP Cooper kind of wanted to push off right there, but Gaines just able to go on top of the defender, make a great play on the ball. No push off there. And that's something that a lot of, you know, opposing Group 1 defenses are going to have to deal with, especially if, you know, Jasir Johnson can keep making that connection.
You'd have to imagine this may be the last we see of some of these Paulsboro starters. Johnson with Mears to his right. He's back to throw. He's got plenty of time. Looks very comfortable. Now going to go to the end zone, wide open. Julian Gaines gets the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and a touchdown celebration dance. And Paulsboro has gone up 38-6 in the third quarter. We're going to step aside on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. The Titans looking for some kind of answer to this Paulsboro offense. They've exploded. This one's become a blowout in the third quarter. We'll be back. Back at the home of the Titans, the KIPP Cooper Norcross football turf. Just 2 blocks from the actual KIPP campus. Jeremiah Carr, who had an explosive first half. 3 touchdowns in just the first 24 minutes, including a electric kick return touchdown. Oh no, ball is fumbled out of bounds.
And just like we saw this before, Colin, they touched it before it went out of bounds. If it went out of bounds, would have been a flag. Will you be starting on your own 30? Instead, now you're starting when you touch it out at, and that just happens to be your own 11-yard line.
Beltran just couldn't secure the ball and skipped right on this turf, right out of bounds. And unable to do much with that, and KIPP Cooper will once again be backed up. But like we were saying, Jeremiah Carr, an explosive first half in the first 24 minutes, 3 touchdowns, one of them being a huge kickoff return. 78-yard interception is the only thing KIPP has had going. And it would shock me if we saw a lot of these guys. Zayon Mears, Jeremiah Carr, possibly Jasir Johnson again as this game starts to get out of hand. Davion Ross Ways checks back in for the KIPP Cooper Titans. And obviously a disappointing home opener for the Titans. Not the way they wanted it to go, but a little sense of pride here is what's left for them in their first ever home game. Ross Ways in the shotgun once again. Right to his left. Snap is over his head and through his hands. Ways can't fall on it, and now does. And he did hang on to the ball. And it's going to be a safety for Paulsboro. And my goodness. So the Paulsboro defense once again, another stop, once again more defensive points put up for them. Ross Ways couldn't hold it, and just pure frustration as they come off the field.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness, you know, just the start of that possession, and they, like you said, Colin, you mentioned it multiple times. They've been dealing with high snaps almost all morning, and now all of a sudden, you kind of get the one play, quarterback checks back in after an injury, thinking about something that's going to move, and the first snap goes right over your head, but into the end zone.
So now with the 34-point lead for the KIPP Cooper, or excuse me, for the Paulsboro Red Raiders, the clock will run for the rest of the game due to the mercy rule in the NJSIAA, and it does not matter if the Titans score, the clock will continue to run no matter what. So 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the third quarter, and then 12 minutes in the fourth. The clock will not stop running, and Paulsboro, barring a miracle, is going to walk out of Camden establishing themselves and picking up a 1-0 start in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, this was just a lot of early dominance here for the Red Raiders. They really let their running game shine. You know, the duo of Zavion Mears and also Paris Graves Jr. But to talk about Jeremiah Carr, the three all-purpose touchdowns, it's just been amazing.
Beltran kicked it away. Pratt picked it up, and now he's finally brought down just across midfield. And back out comes the Paulsboro offense. You'd have to imagine there's quite a few backups starting to enter the game now for the Red Raiders. It looks like Zaire Thomas is going to be the one to take the quarterback snaps, possibly for the rest of the game, or at least for this drive we know of.
Yeah, like you were mentioning, a lot of the they still got Paris Graves in the game.
A couple starters, Khalil Streeter still in the game as well. That winning culture that Kevin Harvey's established since the day he played as a Red Raider. Pretty incredible what he's done here, and as the head coach of this program now. As a harsh running, head down, just kept going, was Paris Graves Jr., a late flag. It's going to be a hold on Paulsboro. It's going to come back anyway, so the hard running all for naught. So we'll back it up 10 yards. It'll be second down. And the clock will continue to run, I believe. And there it is.
Quiet night for number 0, Khalil Streeter, offensively. Only in his sophomore year, he was one of those guys that came into Paulsboro right out of middle school who was expected to have a pretty big impact, and he's definitely showed that on the defensive side of the ball, kind of learning from a lot of the younger guys, especially the seniors. Paulsboro has graduated last year and are going to graduate this year. There's a good amount of Paulsboro players that haven't seen a lot of minutes today you can expect to make a big impact in the future.
A wide receiver in DB listed at 6 foot 170 as the handoff goes to Graves Jr., who's then wrapped up. And a solid tackle there by KIPP. That was Greg Wright. Streeter just had 1 catch for 27 yards last year on the offensive side of the ball. Saw his fair share of time in the secondary as a true freshman. Switched from number 12 to now 0. The true freshman, Darrell Ely, taking number 12 in 2026. Under 2 minutes in the first half, excuse me, in the third quarter. This pass is wide of Streeter and right on cue, Dame. They were looking for Streeter there, but a frustration between him and Thomas.
Now is kind of going to be, his time to shine, especially with, another quarter coming up in the fourth. Paulsboro, like I've been saying his past couple of sessions, they've really had the opportunity and have shown it in some situations that they can go a lot of places with this ball. Maybe some guys who don't see that much time, sit the starters, get them ready for next week.
And it is very clear for Paulsboro that Jasir Johnson is just incredibly comfortable at the quarterback position. He was the acting backup to Malachi McKenzie in 2025. Just threw only 10 passes, but just looks comfortable right out the gate. Now here's Thomas taking a deep shot and intercepted by the Titans. Shamir Inge on the pick, and the KIPP Cooper Titans will add one more positive to a day that's been a struggle. The first career interception for Inge, who went out with some cramps earlier, checks back in and snags an interception. The second one thrown by Jair Thomas.
Yeah, for KIPP Cooper right now, they have to generate some good yardage. They want to generate some good time. Oh, Paulsboro, we got a player down.
It's Victor Lopez, the guard for the Red Raiders.
Looks like now he could be dealing, with some cramping issues.
Listed at 5'9", 270 for the Red Raiders. The last thing you want to see in a game like this, up by 34 points, a win has nearly been secured at this point, is injuries, especially heading into the later part of the schedule. Paulsboro is back at it next Saturday at Salem, which is sure to be a good test. That's a noon kickoff. While on the other side, KIPP will stay here for game 2 in their home stadium. They'll host Maple Shade on the 5th at noon as well.
Yeah, that game against Maple Shade is definitely going to be one on the schedule that KIPP wants to get back early. Talk about this offensive line for Paulsboro. The likes of Calvin Wilkinson Jr., Stephen Purvis, Aiden Herbert Roberts, Jaden Ackley. Like a lot of these guys, even just saw him go down, Victor Lopez. He's been getting a lot of starting minutes on that O-line too. They've had a great push all day. Some of them checked out now with Paulsboro's, big lead.
As time expires on the third quarter, the Titans are unable to grab a play due to the running clock. And the Red Raiders will throw their fours up as the fourth quarter is upon us. 12 more minutes of regulation football in week 0. WJFL action on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. The Paulsboro Red Raiders have come into KIPP and made a statement. It's 40-6. We'll be back. We welcome you back to Camden as KIPP Cooper is ready to start their first drive of the fourth quarter. As the clock starts to run here, it will not stop. Ross Ways will hand it off. Pushing ahead, it's a new running back. For once, it's not Greg Wright.
Looks like the new running back, number 25, Alex Smith.
The senior. So we'll go for 11 more minutes before this one goes final, and Paulsboro picks up the first win of the new campaign. Kevin Harvey and his squad will start 1-0, heading to Salem next week. While, mind you, we were talking about them heading to Salem, their schedule the next couple of weeks is pretty tough. It's back home for their home opener on the 11th against a really strong West Defford team. Theirs right on the reception and then take a couple of big hits and finally pushed out of bounds. Pickup of about 8 yards, and the clock will continue to run. And then after that, on the 19th of September is home against Pennsville and then home against Shalleck. So 3 of these next 5 games are playoff contenders. Salem, West Defford, Shalleck, teams that will all match up very well with this Paulsboro team. While KIPP on the other side, it definitely seems to get a little bit easier. Maple Shade next week at home. They travel down to Wildwood on the 12th of September. Home against Riverside, home against Bordentown, and then we'll travel to near Central Jersey to Lawrence for a 6 p.m. start. And then the week after that, on the 10th of September, or excuse me, the 10th of October, they will host their first ever night game here in Camden. This one's to the outside. It's a nice catch and run here for KIPP. He's finally pushed out of bounds. It was Shamar Inge who had the interception in the third. Picks up a reception on the offensive side of the ball, gains about 13 and a first.
Good screen pass that time. Able to connect it. They've been looking for the screen pass almost all day. KIPP Cooper has. That time the block's able to connect. And Inge, great speed on this, this KIPP Cooper wide receiver room. Just haven't been able to really get out into open space all day. As you said, that schedule for KIPP Cooper definitely starts to get easier. And, with wins come confidence.
Paulsboro's no easy task, let alone in week 0. Oh, good spin by Ross Ways, and now he's wrapped up and brought down at the line of scrimmage. Paulsboro's no easy task in any capacity at any point in the year, especially later in the year when they're really putting it all together. But for KIPP and their home opener, season opener, their new stadium opener, this was a tough draw here. The out-of-conference games continue to struggle for James Tompkins. And the Titans on the other side. 0-3 last year. Only they're 3 of 3 losses out of conference. 8 minutes exactly in running in the fourth quarter. The score is 40-6, Paulsboro over KIPP Cooper. As we look to wrap up, for us at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, we wrap up our Week 0 coverage of high school football. That snaps high.
That ball snapped late, too. Looked like everybody was offside.
Ross Ways moving towards the near sideline. Now he thought about taking off. Now he's just going to run out of bounds just around the line of scrimmage. Ross Ways a couple words for the Paulsboro bench before he heads back to the huddle.
Now for KIPP Cooper and James Tompkins and company, a good focus, a good core focus that you can put on your team is, trying to get back atop a division title. Especially moving up a division from the United to the Patriot. Got new teams, a couple of new opponents. Definitely looking for another season to go undefeated, or at least win a good amount of your division games, maybe even get another division title in 2 divisions.
And of course, make the playoffs is a big key for Tompkins and KIPP as well. They said they expect guys like Ross Ways to lead a playoff run. That new Patriot division in 2026, Bordentown, Camden Catholic, Florence, KIPP, Cooper, Maple Shade, and Riverside. So without a doubt, a chance that KIPP can go back-to-back in WJFL division wins. All teams that are very beatable for them. He's going to take a shot deep. He's looking on the far side, and a late flag here. They're going to get pass interference on Streeter. The intended receiver was Makai McFadden, and quite a lot of hands being thrown there.
Oh, yeah, definitely a lot of true aggression downfield from McFadden and Streeter. Hand fighting. Obviously, Streeter is the one that's going to get tagged with the PI call. He's dealing with a hard receiver with great stride, size, and Makai McFadden.
The little guy, Caden Cato, the sophomore as well, down there. A little bit of grabbing. There were about 3 Red Raiders in the area and just McFadden. So the clock will continue to run here. And Ross Ways and the Titans looking to kind of end this game on a high note. If they can get in the end zone, get something to build off of at practice this week, preparing for Maple Shade to come into town. Not a single offensive point scored by Ross Ways and company today. Just the interception by McFadden in the second quarter, the pick 6. Ways toss to right. Good play call, a lot of open space. Wright's going to try to cut it upfield, still going. Greg Wright still moving all the way down to about the 20-yard line before being brought down by a scram of Red Raiders. And another first down for, and we have a late penalty here. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's going to be holding on the KIPP Cooper wide receiver. Tried to do his best to pin his body between his running back and that Paulsboro defensive back. Just not too much going. Tugged his jersey a little bit, and flags start to kill another drive here for KIPP Cooper, even late.
Just more fuel to add to a frustrating afternoon in Camden. Well, on the other side, Paulsboro will take it. A stoppage in scoring here will make their final score just look that much better.
Yeah, absolutely. True domination today from the Red Raiders.
Ross Ways in the shotgun with Wright to his left. Under 5 minutes to go. Ways is under pressure. Now he's going to fire. It's a strong pass, and it's brought in by McFadden. And early whistles as The only man in the area was Marquez. Kind of wrapped him up. It looked like McFadden might have broke free a little bit, but he got about halfway to the marker. Or excuse me, got about halfway back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 12.
Good game there. You know, you can only wonder what this game would have looked like had KIPP Cooper kind of went to the passing game a little bit earlier. They got a great running back in sophomore Greg Wright, transfer from Highland. They really have to work on that offensive line. These are guys with good size all across the board, centers, guards, tackles. It's just really about technique.
Ross Ways feeling the pressure, going to wind up.
Man.
He got crushed. He's going to air it out. It's a perfect pass completed to McFadden nearing the pylon and in for the touchdown. Ross Ways got lit up in the backfield and put a perfect pass in the chest to McFadden, who lays out for the right pylon and scores. And KIPP Cooper gets their first offensive first offensive touchdown of the new season.
I mean, what a pass downfield that time, especially for Davion Ross Ways to stay composed in the pocket. I mean, as soon as that ball let off his fingertips, he was knocked in 3 different directions, 2 of them by really, really big defensive linemen, and they're able to put that pass right in the bucket. Mekhi McFadden caught it, broke a tackle, and into the end zone. It's a great job by KIPP Cooper, you know, even repaying their offense. It may not mean too much at this point, but it's good to know that you can put points on the board, especially in game 1 of the season.
The number for the Titans up to 12. Ross Ways is going to check out. It's going to be a handoff to Wright. He's going to cut it out to the left side. It's a good block, and Wright will pile into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is good. So a little bit of offensive life for the Titans, just a little too late here. But definitely a positive heading into week 1 for them.
Absolutely a positive heading into week 1.
Under 4 minutes now. KIPP will get ready to kick the ball away.
Need to know that you can score points. Will be interesting to see how Paulsboro comes out and kind of handles the last couple of minutes of this game.
You'd have to imagine they're just going to keep it on the ground here, run it out, get some
Yeah.
get a couple guys touches, and then they're going to head on a bus ride home to Paulsboro with a couple smiles on their face after a big-time win in Camden.
It's leading into their next 5 games. Like you said, Colin, definitely a tough slate for Paulsboro. At Salem on September the 5th, home against West Defford, and, you know, home against Pennsville and home against Shalleck. That's all 3 back-to-back Saturdays, and then on the road against Woodbury on October the 3rd. Definitely leaning on that defensive unit. Played amazing defense today. You can only hope that for the next 5 games.
Short kick is away. It's brought in by Streeter, and Streeter's going to try to cut to the far sideline. Good move. Streeter finally brought down just a couple yards from midfield. And with 3:25 to go, the clock will start to run. And it looks like Jasir Johnson's going to be the one to man this drive, which will potentially be the final. Now we have a late flag on the far side. It's going to be, looks like an illegal block in the back on Paulsboro, so that's going to back the ball up quite a bit.
They haven't missed a flag at all. A lot of flags here in week 0. Well, Colin, still too early to tell as far as, you know, South Jersey Group 1 stands so early here in the season.
two teams that can, Paulsboro keep going on a run. KIPP Cooper can obviously get it together with the schedule that they have. Very possible, especially in division. We could see these two teams play in the quarter, maybe a semifinal game in South Jersey Group 1 just a couple of months from now.
It'll be interesting to see how this one shapes up. Week 0 is week 0 for a reason, to get these kind of things out. So teams are different in week 8, week 9 than they are week 0 every year. It's not a new thing.
Definitely will be exciting to see.
So Harvey ready to send out his offense for what should be the final drive of the contest. 2:45 to go. Clock will run. Johnson's going to hand it off to Streeter. He's going to get a touch here. Streeter still on his feet. Still moving forward. All the way up for a first down. So like you said, Dave Streeter, quiet day for him. Little jet sweep run there. He picks up about 11 for a first, just powering through a couple of guys.
Definitely one of the younger guys that, Kevin Harvey has talked about on this football team who's looking to make an impact. I had the pleasure to watch Khalil Streeter as a middle school kid. Played a lot of gridiron access football for Team Olympus. Won a championship.
And right back to him. Going the other way. Streeter going to continue to grind uphill. Gain of 9. Johnson and Harvey doing what we thought they would, keeping it on the ground. Streeter will check out. Ely in for him, the freshman. Just over a minute to go. Of course, we're grateful for the opportunity at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting to come into Camden, come to the turf field of KIPP for their first ever home game. Oh, he's still going. A helmet fell. I don't know what's going on. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Helmets are flying. Dudes are all over the field. That was Caden Cato.
That was a great run by Cato. He had a little bit of get off me sauce.
30 seconds to go in regulation. Obviously, Nick Drago was a huge help, the athletic director here, so we appreciate his time for letting us make a appearance here for week 0 action. And Johnson will kneel it out with 10 seconds. And that will do it for Paulsboro. The Red Raiders are 1-0 in 2026, defeating the KIPP Cooper Titans 40-14 in week 0.
Yeah, I mean, Colin, what a game. What a game. Definitely wanted to see, I'm sure KIPP Cooper and their fans wanted to see a little bit more of a fight. They definitely showed a good display on multiple occasions of great success and a lot of bright lights as far as offensive and defensive squads. They really tried to figure out their special teams game. Couldn't really get anything going. Was kind of confused at that point. A lot of miscues as far as snaps, penalties kind of killed them. But they fought hard, and they're gonna continue to fight hard all season.
Well, if there was a player of the game, it was without a doubt Jeremiah Carr. 3
Absolutely.
touchdowns, rushing, receiving, and punt returning. An excellent showing from him. Jasir Johnson showing that he can be the guy for this Paulsboro team. And a fun time, a fun game. Good being here with you, Dame. Good being back. It was a good time. It was a good win for Paulsboro. And this beautiful stadium Game 1 of many completed for the KIPP Cooper Titans.
That's 100%. You know, Paulsboro will ride out. Well, Paulsboro will ride home, and they'll have a lot of, like you said, Colin, a lot of smiles on their faces. They move to 1-0 as they play a hard schedule this season, and they'll look to do it. They'll look to get it done. Back to the top of the mountain.
Well, and that'll do it from us at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti. My producer, Dan Wilkins, my color commentator, Damian Waiters, our guy on the camera today, Javier Harris, Drew Mallor shadowing. We appreciate everyone. My name's Colin Morris. Thanks for watching on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting Week 0 WJFL action. The Paulsboro Red Raiders are victorious in their season opener, 40-14.